Hi, my lovely Libras. Welcome to your March 2024 reading. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Those are duly guided. You could certainly have plans in the sign of Libra, or you may be in love with a Libra. It's funny, before I was starting the reading, I was thinking to myself, I was just thinking about you, and I don't know why, but I was thinking, like, if someone comes to you, let's say that maybe wants to be in a relationship, and I feel like if they're not balanced, then I feel like they're not for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to you that someone be balanced. But you're very compassionate at the same time. So, you know, sometimes we help others get balanced. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I don't know why. I was just thinking that. So a shout out to my nephew Sean, who is a Libra on September 24th. He's right in the cusp of Virgo and Libra, though he will not claim that. I am a Libra. Um, my beautiful granddaughter Lily, who now is old enough to actually watch the readings, at least in my opinion, you know, um, October 14th, and Sean's mom, Tracy, who has crossed over. She was the 15th of October. So I always feel she's in our readings. You know that um, from day one, really, I felt that. So, all right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. Let's see what's going on in March. I don't know why the camera's shaking so much. Must be me. Um, so we're going to use three different decks. We're going to use our Gilded Tarot to clarify or go deeper. We're going to start with Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. And the Psychic Tarot was really calling out for you. I was going to use a different deck, but it was calling out. So that's what we're going to use. But we're going to start with Mother Mary. Go ahead and bring the lid down a little bit. Not too far. There we go. Um, let's give it a couple shuffles. Everything's always pre-shuffled. But I like it when your energy is here. Some of you may say, how could that be? We may not be watching it all at the same time. I just feel like that's the way it works. That's the way our spirit guides work. So, anyway, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, we have family. Family. I pray for my family and give this situation over to God for answers, support, and healing. Family. Some of us may be concerned about a family member or, situational, like a situation within a family. And, to me, it feels like that means that prayers are being answered in some way, somehow. It may be different than how we expect or even how we ask for it to. It's like we can ask for it to be like the solution to be this, like in this fashion, and then God's like, well, but I have a better plan. So, okay. Let's go ahead and bring in the Psychotro. And I don't know if I said it, but I'll read it from the book at the end of the reading. But we'll know why it's here through the rest of this reading. Oh, look at that. I almost feel like I gotta just see what it is. The universe. The universe wanted to be seen. The next chapter. And so it begins. All right. Let's see what's going on, Libra. All right, we have the waiting game. Number 2. Round and round I go. Look at this, another two. Look at that. Movement, choices, decisions. I feel like someone is ultimately making a decision to no longer wait. Or it could be something that I've been waiting for is arriving, but it kind of feels that, because I'm just going around and around and around, and it's not going to make that sand go through the hourglass any quicker, you know, any sooner. So I feel like you're making some type of decision here, and then ultimately movement. Hmm. All right. Well, there's movement and it's positive. That's good. Like, I feel like that's good to know right off the bat. Number eight, we're in the universal year eight. This person is heading towards the sun. So nothing to worry about there. And it's almost like, as soon as I make this decision, and maybe as soon as maybe that decision is movement, well, immediately positive movement forward. Love begins. Interesting. And then the tower. So what you're waiting for has been before, but has come crashing down for whatever reason. You know, it's definitely disruption. And interesting, you have the Ace of Cup mirroring this waiting game, and it is called a game. I feel like whoever and whatever I was waiting for, and I feel like I was waiting for a while because again, it's like, it's almost like I left, there's tracks now. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, my footsteps are, you can see them. And whatever I'm waiting for has produced a tower before. So, to me, this feels like what I'm doing is I'm moving away from this energy. I'm no longer waiting. And I may be starting down a new path, and movement is definitely part of it. So it tells me that you're moving from that energy. And then it's verified within the very next card. And by the way, eight is about a new beginning. And then what follows it? The Ace of Cups. So this may have nothing to do with this over here. Now, this could talk about love, right? But I feel like maybe that's why I said, like, God probably has a much better plan. Well, maybe that's what it's representing over here because I don't feel like, even though I feel like, again, there was love, this is different. And you're heading towards the sun. Okay, let's keep going. Interesting. And I feel like I make the decision and immediately I take the action. Look at that. I'm moving on. So, three cards all connected with moving, movement, all connected. And what am I moving on from? The tower. What am I moving on from here? Waiting. And I feel like I must have told myself that this waiting was playing a number on me and probably really like within your mental thoughts. And I feel like you must have come to that realization, right? Like that this tower, and whoever was in it, because this person is also heading towards the sun, heading towards the light, and all the darkness is behind them. Wow. I mean, if you came for verification, confirmation, hello. We have memories of love. Some of you are like moving back home. You're moving back to a place that you once knew. And it's interesting because I don't know that you're necessarily moving back because of a person. Two sixes connected. I keep seeing that in my readings. I'll see like 88 a lot, but lately I've been seeing 66 a lot. I should look it up. And then we have hello recognition or rewards. So this is the Three of Pentacles. Interesting because whose ever love this is. And the Three of Pentacles to me, it is about the recognition of you, your uniqueness, your soul. And it is like being admired because of it. It's being recognized and rewarded. And maybe the reward is because I made that decision to move on from this waiting game. And I kind of feel like so for some of you, it may be physical movement. Like I may physically be moving back, and lo and behold, you know, there's my life again. Reconnecting with someone from my hometown. There it is, and we're together. All right, spiritual strength. Look at that. It's like your spiritual team has been holding you up. This is about really you recognizing your own spiritual strength. Um, it's almost like you're yourself holding yourself up, building yourself up. Maybe you had to. Some people have a very hard time complimenting or building others up. It's easier for them to put you down. And maybe that's what you're leaving. Like you kept putting me down. What I really want is someone who builds me up. And I feel like that's all you have to tell divine, the universe. I just want someone who builds me up and then let them do the rest. I do feel like it does take your action now. So I feel like you should be really proud of yourself because there's a lot of recognition here of not just another, but of oneself. And really, it's all about like the positive attributes of you. Like you are who you are today because of what you've been through. Hmm. I just want to look under that. We have the moon. It's called shadow in this deck. That's interesting because, in this, just look at the image. Like this person through the light is looking at their dark self, and you are about balance, so balance in the light and the dark. I love the intuitions right below that also. Card of Pisces ruler Cancer. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's go deeper. Bring in the Gilded Tarot. And we're going to start at the beginning. By the way, 2266. All right, we're starting at the beginning. We're looking at the waiting game, movement, choices, decisions, positive movement forward, and love begins. But we're reading it as a whole. 2281, 1822. Interesting. It's almost like there's someone's past life number, maybe birth year or something. 1822. All right. Interesting. So, what I've been waiting for, holy crap, it's certainly not worth the wait. Seven of Swords, it's untrustworthy energy. It's deception and envy. It's not energy. It's not somewhere where I can put my energy and like feel that it's safe. Quite the opposite. How interesting. Because I feel like, and a lot of times, like, hmm, we got to be honest with ourselves. We just have to be honest with ourselves. And don't regret it and any of that stuff. Just be truthful with yourself. Because I do feel like what I've been waiting for really is not worth the wait. And, do I think they're all innocent in that? No, I don't. And that may be exactly why I left, they left, or it ended in the first place. Doesn't show me anywhere where there's like recouping of that energy. It shows me it's exactly the same. For some of you, it could certainly be a karmic lesson. Um, and there's no beginning, no end. You learn it when you learn it, but then when you learn it, you've learned it. That makes sense. Queen of Wands, perfect queen to come out over movement, choices, and decisions because she would move. This is the queen of action. And by the way, you're all people here unless we feel differently. Like you're not the Seven of Swords, someone else is. But I do feel you are the Queen of Wands. So, number one, this is someone who, you may have some like something you've wanted anyway, and like come to the conclusion like what I'm waiting for is not worth it, and start moving in that direction. For some of you, I feel like there may be three people who know each other, and it feels like from an earlier time. Interesting. I don't feel like that's for everyone. But I have to tell you, I feel like in no way does this queen even know. or think right now, maybe subconsciously but I feel like, her actions aren't because of this Ace of Cups. Her actions are because of her realizations of the darkness behind her. And then, you know what I mean? And that's why I feel like, like for some of you, it's like I'm moving like back home and the three of us may have like known each other, but I kind of feel like I'm not there. All right, let's take what's on the board first. Okay, we got two. Well, the moon made its way out. Look at that, sun and the moon. We have the Queen of Swords. So there you are, right? Right over the Ace of Cups. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. We have we have the Seven of Pentacles. And I'll tell you why I think it's interesting. This tree just behind her, I feel like these are the seeds that we planted. So, like these seeds were meant to happen. These experiences were meant to happen. And because it's coming over the tower, I feel like yes. So that was meant to happen. And maybe it was so that you could like, like come back to your own power, so to speak, find your own voice again. I cannot see you waiting for communication from someone. Like I just don't see it. Doesn't mean it can't be. But anyways, this makes me feel good because I feel like if I notice this darkness behind me and I start moving in this positive way, like towards the sun, I feel like it's a lesson learned. And once learned, learned forever. All right, what else do we have? Well, there we go. Four swords. Like, can't hold me down for long. And maybe this energy or this person, I feel like they've held you down longer than normal, like than you would normally like even allow. But maybe it is because it's karmic, and someone may say, well, but can't they heal? Of course they can heal, but I don't think they are. Like this Four of Swords, it's not that, it's not that their guides won't try to help them. They will, but they just carry that energy. And I feel like this tower, like let's just say the waiting game ends. I feel like that tower will come back again. But if I look at it like, okay, maybe that's just what I was meant to learn, and therefore I do. Well, the Four Swords, so the healing begins. Now, you're in movement as you're still healing, but I have a feeling the healing is going to be very quick. And the reason why is because I feel like once you start to like get back into like the sun, you know, all of a sudden I'm thinking like Alaska, where they have to live like half the year in darkness, and that's got to be difficult. Anyway, I feel like someone may say, well, where's this positive movement forward? Where's it going? Well, we know it's going towards the sun. But the moon may mean that it's really kind of uncertain. So maybe I don't have a whole plan in place, but maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not about a plan. Maybe I should just go by my intuition. Don't forget, intuition is right there, right by the moon. So when I'm in the energy of uncertainty, trust my gut. Follow the sun. All right, let's keep going. Excuse me. Look at this with the Six of Cups over the Six of Cups. Interesting. And then, hello, Magician, the Manifester. Interesting. I mean, does it not feel like there's two people here who are just meant to be together? And again, I feel like this queen really, I don't feel like she even, I feel like I run across this person, and that's all it takes. Honestly, that's all it takes. All right, let's put these up in the middle and let's go right below. I feel like I just want to go a little bit deeper. Wow, I love that. And how great that the Four of Swords is before, I feel like, these two lovers. These two, I can't necessarily say they were lovers. Maybe these three hung out and I chose that one, the bad boy or the bad girl, instead of this one. And maybe now, I don't know, there's something about this energy where I just feel like, boy, do I feel like it's meant to be. And I feel like with the Four Swords behind it, whatever was is not going to be part of this. Now, again, I feel like you're still healing. Okay, well, let's keep going. We have the Ten of Wands. You've had enough. You've had enough. You know, you're tired of putting everything on your shoulders. You're tired of carrying the weight of a relationship or really just anything. This may be a period of your life where, like, maybe your kids have now grown and, like, you're free. For the first time, you're free. Or maybe your kids are getting older, you know what I mean? Like, where you can start thinking about you again, you know? And what a shame because I feel like all of that and then this person's energy on top of that. We have the Emperor. Hmm. Card of Aries. Some of you may be like relocating and in your thoughts, like what you would like to do is potentially build or, yeah, like, start a business. Okay. Going crazy. All right, look at this, the wheel, right over these two sixes of cups. Wow. Destiny. And I didn't even need the wheel to come out to tell me that. I already could tell that. I could feel it. The Two of Wands. Libra, what a reading. I've had enough. In the Ten of Wands, mirrored by the Two of Wands, so you're beginning down a new path. I feel like this is a path. It's interesting because this may be a path of karma that you're coming out of, and this feels like it feels like soulmates. But not just that, it feels like a very soulful time. Like, not just like because I feel like I'm just going to come across them. I feel like it's kind of magical. I don't know. And maybe I'm moving because I want to, I want to do some type of business. Some of you, maybe you are moving because of another person, whether that means like, a physical move. I want to look at the Emperor just a little bit deeper. I don't feel anything negative about the Emperor. Excuse me. I don't. But I do want to look at it a little deeper. First of all, it's right by the wheel. So if this is about like ideas that you have, um, a decision you make that like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I think again, this is like verification for you, confirmation. Two of Wands, it may just be the beginning. Maybe me just saying yes. We have interesting the Five of Pentacles. You may have lost a job. I almost get this feeling like maybe I make the decision to no longer wait. And maybe I'm being real with myself and I know, it won't all be easy going, but I'm still excited about it, and five is about change. And I feel like because the Five of Pentacles is there, it's almost like the situation you couldn't have changed. And I do feel like the reason the Tower is showing is because of something they did. Again, whether it's work related or love related. I mean, we do have love begins, but it could even be both. Maybe I leave my lover, I quit my job, jump on the bus, Gus, and I start a new life. Where is it going to take me? I may know where I'm going, and I may have some great ideas. But other than that, I feel like I'm really going by the seat of my pants. But really, I feel like divine is guiding you. Like this is meant to be, and this is destined. Okay. But I also want to say, maybe because for some of you, maybe you did lose a job, uh, or a person, or both. But I feel like this is the type of energy where I feel like down the road, I'm going to look back and I'm going to be like, oh my God, like, I'm so glad I made the decisions I made, right? I'm so glad that I'm no longer in this because I feel like this is like the energy. All right. Um, it's like I don't even need to look at this side anymore. I get it. I get it. Let's go up to, you know what? Let's just go across the board. Let's just go right across the board. Any messages that maybe I've missed or have yet to come out. Come on out. Come out now. I feel like this Ace of Cups, again, I feel like it's new, but I could know the person, but it's still new. Look at that, the Knight of Cups. That's exactly what I felt with this queen. Like, I felt like this queen really has no idea that this ace is about to be. And maybe this person doesn't know either, though we do have the magician. Maybe I've thought about them. Maybe they thought about me. And maybe the timing is just right. I mean, boy, does it feel like a destined time. Now we have the Knight of Cups, that unexpected cup of fulfillment. Unexpected cup of fulfillment. The Queen doesn't know that yet. That darkness that I've been living in is feeling less and less and less. We have the Three of Swords. Interesting. Right under it is the Four of Swords. No way the Knight of Cups is bringing you the Three of Swords, so tell me a little bit more about that. The Eight of Swords. Okay. Okay. Maybe what it's saying here is, I feel like you can't really plan love, but it just happens like in unexpected ways. And I do feel that, it's like I can go way back to the beginning and I remember the words I said, God might have a better plan in store. Now, I feel like this Eight of Swords is created, it's a self created prison because of the Three of Swords, because of the previous towers. Remember, I said that you're still healing. And I feel like what it's saying for some of you, this is a self created prison because I do feel like this queen doesn't really realize that love is potentially on her path. But now it makes me wonder or even worry a little that will I recognize this cup of fulfillment? Because I got a blindfold on, right? This is a self-created prison. I've got to uncreate this. And it's interesting because underneath it, you have another eight, which is positive movement forward. Maybe it's my perception. Maybe I need to realize that this energy over here, this, whatever made me wait, whatever that waiting game was, that at one time was a tower, if I simply tell myself, it doesn't mean everyone's like that person. They're not this. But you don't know that yet. You know what I mean? But you may be thinking that everyone is like this person. It's just not true. It's kind of illusionary type energy, but it's human made, though we've all done it. So that's what I got to break free from because I feel like there's my only fear now that this cup, I feel like what a shame it would be if this cup is not used as like God has intended. And instead, my human mind, you know, says no to it or doesn't recognize I don't know, I want to say the glory of it. I don't know, I may be going overboard there. I don't know. Now, the great news about the Eight of Swords is if it's me it is you who's created it. So you can uncreate it. And you really are the only person that can. And I feel like it has to deal with the Four of Swords because again, I feel like that part of you, your heart, it's still healing. But it's also saying so are your thoughts. Not within what you can do, and what you create. But I feel like as it relates to love, but I feel like you just don't know what you don't know yet. It's not like this. It's not. All right. The star. Look at that. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. I feel like you got to take a chance. It's interesting because what I've like dreamt about might actually come to me. And holy shit, I didn't think it really would come to me, but here it is. Here is something that I've dreamt about. And maybe my dreams, and maybe they've dreamt about me, and maybe our dreams together, right, manifested, like our dreams at night manifested each other. But I may be saying, holy shit. Like I do feel like I'm going to be like, it's interesting. I feel like I can look at this two ways. You know, um, I could be like really excited about this cup coming in because it is part of like, something I've dreamt about. But I still feel like no matter what, it's gonna like I'm gonna be excited about it. So, but am I gonna be fearful about it? Maybe a little bit, but I feel like it feels like again, God's got a better solution. Maybe this is the right time for this, right? It's on your will. It's already destined. Sometimes we don't think that, dreams can come true for us, but then maybe we put too much like what it must be like, or we keep ourselves lost in what was. We blame ourselves for their action when it was theirs, and it's their energy to keep. It's their energy to keep. This is about you. I feel like, first of all, you're building something from ideas, epiphanies, and it does take your movement, but I feel like it's something you desire. I feel like I don't know can I give you the outcome? I feel like the outcome's going to be very good, by the way, but I feel like you don't know. You know what I mean? Some of you may be using your own voice. Who knows? And I do feel like somehow, some way, like I cross paths with this person. And I feel like inside is like everything I've always wanted in a way. And I don't know if it's just because of the person or because of the words that are spoken. I don't know. But I know it's going to happen. I'm just wondering the reaction. Okay. All right. So I want to look at that Eight of Swords, the Three Swords, Two Swords. Okay. Dang it. Blocking an opportunity. How interesting. It's exactly what these self-created prisons do. They block opportunities. I mean, it did go down from an 8 to a 2. So I'll take that as a little bit of good news, but I'm not going to end it there. But I do feel like, this is showing you like a difference in perspection, in perspective. Like I can look at life this way or I can look at it this way. I can think everyone's like, this person, but they're not. I can blame myself for their actions, but they don't belong to me. They belong to them. Maybe I paid out some karma And maybe that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Maybe I'm putting the darkness behind me and I'm just following the sun. And lo and behold, what happens, happens. And how adventuresome is that versus all these swords stuck between this Knight of Cups and your dreams? So, of course, I'm going to end it there. We have the Page of Pentacles. I feel like it's saying part of your life, well, all of our lives, we're learning. And as we learn, we grow, and sometimes we don't know what we don't know until we do know it. And then we know it. And once you know it, you can't unknow it. If that makes sense. And then the Chariot. So I feel like it's talking about balance. And I feel like we even opened the reading talking about balance. Chariot really talks about unlimited potential, but truth be told, what moves the chariot is our intention. So imagine trying to move this chariot with two of swords, the eight of swords, and the three of swords. It's not going to move. It's going to have four flat tires. You know what I mean? But let's say I move with the Queen of Wands and even you, like living your truth and being willing to take the action forward, follow the sun. And then, it's like, here comes this night, part of your dream system, and boom, there's movement, unlimited potential. Unlimited potential. It feels very meant to be, but that doesn't mean it will be. By the way, a card Cancer. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. And I'm saying interesting because it may be a change of home. It also may be like you may be resistant to like certain ideas, hearing what I'm saying, whatever it may be. But what you want to think about, am I being too resistant? Is it only what I'm thinking? Because maybe all I'm thinking is everyone is like that. I like that we have the Two of Wands really is the last card because to me, it's the Yes card. And the Magician right above it. And then you right above that with you coming over the Ace of Cups. And the Knight of Cups saying, I'm bringing that cup in. Here I come. Excuse me. Here I come, ready or not. And maybe I'm not ready. Um, but here's the thing. I just get this feeling because you are in the healing process that this person may help that process more than you even know. And maybe I might be resistant in the beginning. And I don't think automatically that means that, oh, well, I lost that opportunity. No, because I feel like there's too much here. There's too much of a connection that I feel like, almost feel like I don't think this person would give up. Like one no would not be enough. Or they'll see right through you. They'll see right through that fear. Because again, I feel like this is about also soul recognition. So they may see right through that and be like, I'm coming after it anyway. I want you anyway. You know what I mean? Or, I want that question with them if they're met. with the Eight of Swords. Then we have the Four of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Nice. Here's that Six of Swords right down here next to that tower. Well, here's the Four of Cups, which is discontentment and boredom in one's life anyway. Here's a cup. This is being offered. This person needs to use their spiritual discernment. But I feel like it's interesting because I feel like, because here's the Knight of Pentacles coming in, well, to me, it's guardian angel energy and it's about the right time. Like the night doesn't come, it's a slow moving night, but it moves with purpose and it comes in the right timing. So maybe whether I'm ready or not, the timing is right. But I feel like the more I can let go of what was, I feel like just the more I can be in this, if that makes sense. I feel like because we also have the Knight of Pentacles along with the Ace of Cups with, many other cards. I feel like this is energy. Like if you still need verification, I feel like I can trust it. It's coming through the Knight of Pentacles energy and it's coming right after you make that choice to move forward in a positive way. Whether it's just my intentions or whether it's a physical move, I feel like then it's the right time for the sixes, the lovers. We have the devil, card Capricorn. We have the death card. I feel like some of you, it's about not trusting yourselves. By the way, Capricorn, Scorpio, and look at that, you. And then the Eight of Pentacles. I've been feeling this in a reading quite a bit where some maybe question like love, like, why doesn't love just flow? Well, love does take work. But if both people are willing to put the work in, it's just going to grow and grow and grow. And I find it interesting that your major arcana, balance, justice, comes right next to the death card, right? Closing of a door and ending, and then we have the devil, temptation, right before that. So I feel like maybe this energy was illusionary, or another way of putting it, it's like I was drawn to this energy. I lowered my natural vibration to be part of this vibration, and that didn't serve me clearly. So I feel like with the change, with the closing of the door, with that, first of all, I feel like that alone brings you into balance. And I feel like balanced energy is how you live your best work life, right? And I do feel like you care about your fellow man. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles. So some of you, it's like I feel like you're beginning this new adventure where you're creating something. But I also feel like I just feel like there's a lot that's about to happen, especially for those who are that are saying yes to making these changes. And I feel like I'm gonna let go of control of exactly how it's going to show, and just trust again in God that it's just going to show. Ready or not, here I come. You know, if it shows, it's the right time. If it's something you've dreamt of, even though you didn't think it'd come true, but lo and behold, there it is, it comes true. Even if fear raises its ugly head, which is kind of normal, still allow yourself to feel. Because I feel very quickly you'll be able to feel the difference. Okay, Let me read family, and then I'll let you be. So, family. For some of you, this could be a family member. Could be somebody you try to help, and it's just like it just gets you nowhere. I kind of feel like I've given up my life for another, and there is no respect back. And I don't know. Okay. Your prayers for your family have been heard. Whatever you're concerned about, God has the answers you seek. Since since worry can sometimes attract negative experiences, it's essential to give heaven any anxiety about your loved ones. Take a moment right now to breathe deeply and exhale family burdens skyward to God, Mary, and the angels. As you release these cares, fill your heart with the faith that in His wisdom and love, God has a wonderful plan for you and your family. Often, prayer is answered in illogical ways, so please don't spend time worrying about how your solution will come about. Instead, trust in God, who infinitely cares for you and your family. I mean, hello. I think we said that in the reading how many times? Let go, what I can't control, and go with the flow. Go after your desires, live your life, and be open. Be open to what wants to find you. Destiny. It's here somewhere, right there. Connecting these two Six of Cups, it'd be two people who I would assume if they know each other, then they have very happy memories of each other. I don't know if it's romantically, but if it is, that's what I would think about. Like maybe in my dreams or when I put my head down at night. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the other way around. You never know. You never know. And my life is an example of that. And just for those who don't know me, I'm with the person I dated when I was a teenager. And then we broke up and then I moved away. And then 40 some years later, my phone rings and it's him. And we talked for 5 years over the phone, but that was kind of me, like being in a fear-based energy, but I kept the conversation going anyway. But he invited me to move in like way before I actually did it, but I did do it, and here I am. So you never know. You never know. And interesting because I remember that day so well. It was a day when I was so down. Like I was so down. So I don't know. You just never know. Anyway, guys, I love you. Thank you. Whatever this may mean for you, I hope that you just follow the light. Follow the light. I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye.